The shiny thumbnail on the retail site is designed to trigger a very specific part of your brain. It is that hit of dopamine you get when you see the colors and characters from your youth. And then you see the price. It is so low that it feels like you are pulling a fast one on the world. But the truth is a bit more complicated. This little plastic stick plugs right into the back of your television, and it claims to hold the entire history of gaming inside its tiny shell. You see the big numbers, the promises of 50 different consoles and 100,000 games. But you have to ask yourself where those games came from. They are almost certainly unlicensed, pulled from dusty corners of the internet and shoved onto a cheap memory card. When you finally get it home and plug it in, the first thing you notice is the interface. It is usually clunky, slow, and looks like it was designed decades ago. Navigating a list of 100,000 items is a nightmare. You spend more time scrolling than you do playing, and that list is a lie anyway. It is filled with clones, hacks, and repeats. You will find 5 versions of the same fighting game, most of which do not even work properly. Then, you pick up the controllers. They are light, almost too light. The plastic feels thin in your hands, and the analog sticks have huge dead zones. You try to play a classic platformer, and you realize there is a slight delay. It is just a fraction of a second. But in a fast-paced game, it makes everything feel heavy and unresponsive. It is like trying to play while wearing oven mitts. As you move into the more advanced systems, the ones with 3D graphics, the illusion completely shatters. The music slows down, the textures flicker, and the game becomes a slideshow. These devices use very basic, very cheap hardware that simply cannot keep up with the demands of the late 90s era. It is frustrating because you want it to work. You want that easy, plug-and-play solution. But technology at this price point has limits. You are buying a box of compromises. If you are okay with a very casual, very hit-or-miss experience, maybe you can justify the cost. But for anyone who actually remembers how these games are supposed to feel, it is going to be a disappointment. It is a product built on volume over quality. A mountain of digital junk that looks good in a marketing photo but fails in the living room. We are seeing more and more of these generic sticks every day, and they all promise the world, but they rarely deliver a stable orbit. If you want to honor your nostalgia, you might need to look for a more robust solution. Something with a bit more power and a lot more care put into the software, because your memories deserve better than a stuttering, glitchy mess on a cheap piece of plastic. Don't let the flashy numbers fool you, because when a device tells you it has 100,000 games, it usually means it has 0 games that actually run the way they should. It is a gamble with your time and your money. And in most cases, the house wins, especially when the house is a generic factory pumping out these unoptimized sticks by the thousands. Stay sharp out there, and do not settle for a subpar trip down memory lane. Your childhood favorites are worth more than a $20 shortcut that barely functions.